Greetings, YouTube. My sister has asked if we would do handmade gifts this year. So, I've decided to make my brother-in-law a walking stick. And this is the walking stick I currently have that I made a couple years ago using a horse hame tip. Which is the tip that goes on a horse collar. So I have acquired a new hame tip for him. Tip for the bottom of the cane, shiny brass screws for to hold the hame tip in place, and this here is the shaft in question which I'm going to use to produce hopefully a functioning walking stick. So that's my project for today. See if I can get it done. I shall catch up when I have the next stage done. Welcome back, YouTube. It is approximately 90 minutes later, and I am at the done stage. Oh, actually, not completely done stage. I have that backwards. Okay, so we have, that's the end that's going to have the end tip on it. That's what that's going to look like. I had to whack off a branch here, and so I sanded that so that's nice and smooth. And this is going to be where the tip is, the handle is eventually going to go approximately like that. It comes down to about there. About that far in is going to be inside the hame tip. And this has to have a chamfer placed here. This hole does not have a chamfer. This one does have a chamfer, so that's okay. I'm going to have to put a chamfer on that one, which I will need my electric drill for. But for the two small holes, it really isn't worth it, in my opinion, to be breaking out to drill that with a larger power drill. So I'm just going to be using that hand drill, which I happen to find very useful. This is the sander I use to smooth everything out to make it presentable. I have a Japanese style pull saw, which I used for cutting off the two ends and whacking off this section here, which was kind of a ugly branch sticking out. And that is the knife here, which is just a simple craft knife that I use to whittle down both ends to their rough shape before I sanded them. So now I've brushed it off with a barbecue brush so that it is got loose bark and things off. I'm leaving the bark as it is. It's going to be a rustic design. And now is time to take into the basement and break out some spray polyurethane. And that sound you hear in the background, that would be my washer or dryer, one of the two. I apologize. I was kind of hoping that wouldn't end up in my video, but it did. So, next up, finishing! Okay, it's a few hours later in the day, and I am done. This is the completed walking stick. The varnish needs a little bit more curing time. Roll it over so you can actually see the two screws that are holding it in place. Both have been countersunk. That, along with wood glue, will hold that in place. Now, if you notice the difference between these two hame tips, this is an oval shape, and that is a round one. I bought this one at a flea market for $5. This one was 20 bucks, so I had to buy it new. But this is a significantly more comfortable shape, I've discovered. And I have one of these of my own because I have a black ebony stick I purchased a couple of years ago at a flea market. And the top of it is just not comfortable to hold. So I'm going to put one of those on it as soon as I get a chance. I got to find my respirator first because you do not want to be sanding or cutting ebony without a respirator. Ebony is not safe to breathe. So, this is the completed project, and I'll be packing this up. In fact, it'll be packing up in the box that my Gladius came in yesterday, and mailing it out next Friday to my sister. Hopefully she will remember not to open it around her husband, because it's his Christmas gift. So I hope that you have enjoyed crafting with Tetsubo.